I know just how difficult it is to drive traffic to an OF page. I mean, look, in the last 30 days, we only did 5,300 paid subs. And in the last 4 months, I only made $300,000. All right, listen, I am the number one most verified earner in all of the OFM space. There are very few people that show earnings even close to the numbers that I show and in the speed that I show them. Now, I know that my strategies can be a little bit confusing and can get a little complicated. So what we're going to do in today's video is I'm going to break down the easiest guide to 200 subs per day, and I'm going to make it as easy and understandable for even some of you guys that aren't as technical. So let's take a look at this. So first, let's say you have an iteration of you that wears a terrible outfit. You have nothing to sell. You're terrible at speaking, and honestly, you are just awkward. If you were to go and knock on 100 doors, you would get no sales. By all means, if you knocked on 1,000 doors, 10,000 doors, 100,000 doors, you would not get any sales because remember, you have nothing to even sell. All right, now, let's say you go home and you decide to get a better outfit on. You go back out. You're still terrible at speaking. Realistically, you don't have anything to sell, and you're still a little bit awkward. Guess what? You're still not going to get any sales. Now, you come home, you're pissed off. You decide to dress up. You put on a nicer outfit. You have something to sell. You're selling something stupid. Not many people want it. You're a little bit better at speaking, but you're still a little awkward. Let's say you get a sale every 1,000 doors you knock on. Now, you go home and you realize I just got my first win. So now I'm understanding the game. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put on an amazing outfit. I'm going to sell a product that people actually want. I practice my speaking and I'm no longer awkward, then guess what? You're going to get a sale every 200 doors that you knock on. All right, so OFM is the exact same. And today I want to talk about fundamental marketing acquisition that I've been running for 2 years now. What is a fundamental marketing acquisition? A fundamental marketing acquisition is a marketing strategy that just simply works outside of OFM. There's a lot of noise in this market where people tell you need to run Reddit and Twitter and you need to run all of these like dating apps, all of these random marketing acquisitions that are specifically for OFM, right? They're OFM based marketing acquisitions. Now the problem with that is, and I want you to ask yourself this right now, when is the last time you had a marketing acquisition just work for 6 months without breaking, if you have ever, right? You haven't had a marketing acquisition work for more than 2 months, 3 months, 6 months without you needing to intervene and fix and then retry, right? If you're doing dating apps, you haven't been able to run it seamlessly for more than a couple months. If you're running Twitter or Instagram and you get shadow banned, all of these different marketing acquisitions are OFM-based marketing acquisitions. Now, for some reason, fundamental marketing acquisitions have just completely disappeared in OFM. Now, there's a lot of noise in the market, and this just needs to be highly avoided. Fundamental marketing is marketing that works outside of OFM. True fundamental marketing, such as paid ads, door-to-door sales, content marketing, SEO, email campaigns, and newsletters. So, is there a way to market an OF page without the marketing going down every single week? Oh man, I have something to show you. This is something that I have been running for the last 2 years now. Year over year, I haven't touched OFM in the last 6 months. I don't care for OFM. I set a fucking system in place that runs for me, automated through and through. I generate about $400,000 or $500,000 a month in profit every single month, and I haven't even thought about it. So let's kind of get into this. So what I want you to do on your own iPhone is set up an Instagram account for your model. Now, I want you to make this account look amazing. A few days in between each post, the bio needs to look incredible and real. The username needs to be authentic looking, and the profile picture needs to be eye-grabbing. Then I want you to private this account. Now what I want you to do is put this on your own computer. Go ahead and download Anti-Dolphin. Go ahead and wait like 3 days before you do this, okay? And then in between each post, make sure, there's a couple days in between because it looks more legit. Now, once you get this account onto Anti-Dolphin, what I want you to do is log that exact same account in on a browser profile, okay? If you don't know how to use Ads Power or Anti-Dolphin, I highly recommend looking at a YouTube video. It's very, very, very easy. Now, once the account is logged in, I want you to download Cupid Bot ofm.ai and install the extension onto your account. They have a tutorial video on how to use it. Now what I want you to do is I want you to turn chatting on once you've got your Cupid set up. What I'd highly recommend is avoid using any photos on your Cupid. It takes more time than it fucking should to get it all set up, and frankly, you just don't need them. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go back to your phone, and what I want you to do is open up a college Instagram account. This could be UCF, this could be UCLA, this could be some Michigan, this could be Arizona. It doesn't matter what it is. What I want you to do on your phone, on that account, on the same account that's running on Anti-Dolphin right now with Cupid on it, I want you to open that account on your phone. Now, what I want you to do is open up the account and then go to the tagged specifically. And then I want you to look for men. So you're going to open up UCLA, you're going to open up University of Arizona, it doesn't matter, go to the tagged where they like to take photos of the people who graduate. What I want you to specifically look for are men. Then you're going to leave nice and cute comments on these guys' posts. Congratulations on graduation, or you're cute, or hard eyes, or hey, or something along those lines. And if it's a little bit difficult for you to think of comments, look at all the other comments that are underneath it as well. You can just leave replicated comments that are generally the same. The thing is, the more spammy the comments look, the less comments you're going to be able to leave. Now, the more real and authentic they look, the more comments you're going to be able to leave. Now, one thing is to note is it's fine if your comments kind of blend in, because what you need to realize is these men do not get a ton of women that leave comments on their posts. And as soon as they get a comment on their post, it's the first thing that they notice, and they will engage with you. Now, they're going to be intrigued, and they're going to follow you, okay? Once they followed you, Cupid is now going to chat with them and push them over to the OF page. Now, as soon as that pushes them over to the OF page, your chatters are going to be on there, and they're going to extract a little bit of money from them. With the money that you just made from these couple guys, I want you to go and buy a $200 iPhone 8. You're going to jailbreak the iPhone, which are 1.5 million videos online about it. Then you're going to install Crane. You're going to install a VPN onto the phone. You're going to set up 100 of these same Instagram accounts that you set up earlier. Then you're going to put all 100 accounts on your Anti-Dolphin, okay? This time, instead of just using your regular home IP like you did over here, you're going to add a proxy to each one of them. This is very easy. You buy AT&T ISP proxies from BART Proxy. They're $1 per proxy, and you're going to put this proxy on the account, okay? Then you're going to log in, and now you're going to start leaving comments on more guys' pages. Now, this is called scale. So you're going to do something at a small scale, and then what you're going to do is you're going to then do it at a bigger scale. You're going to do the same thing, just on more accounts. Now, how am I going to be able to manage 100 accounts myself? Okay, you probably won't. Maybe you can manage 10 or 20 or 50 in your entire workday. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to hire virtual assistants to do it. Now, if you don't have virtual assistants, we have virtual assistants for you. We have a company that operates completely outside of OFM, but I decided to bring it into OFM because I know there are a lot of people that are struggling with getting virtual assistants at a good rate and a good cost. If you are interested in that, that is something that we can discuss. I will leave a link down in the description right underneath my education program that goes into depth on all of these strategies that generate me more money than anybody else in the entire OFM market. So there's going to be virtual assistants in my education program, which is phenomenal. Now, one of the things that I want to know is, when you're setting up accounts at a larger scale, I'd highly recommend using a spreadsheet or an Airtable, which is my preferred method. And you're going to be setting up 100 accounts all at once, and you should be using virtual assistants to do all of this for you. Now, once those accounts are ready to go and they've been set up and they look pretty over like 7 to 10 days, what you're going to do is transfer all of those accounts over to Anti-Dolphin. Okay, now your computer is probably going to start getting overloaded with accounts running Cupid on it all at once. So what I highly recommend is if you go to Dine Server, you can purchase a VPS for $149. This VPS is pretty much another computer that's across the world that you can log into using Windows app on your MacBook. That's what it's called, and it's also called the Windows app on your Windows machine. All you're going to do is when they send you the details, you're going to plug in the IP and the password, and it's going to let you log into a new computer that's across the world. You're going to install Dolphin onto that computer or adds power, and then you're going to log into the accounts that you just created onto that VPS, and those are where the Cupid bot is going to run all of your accounts, okay? You can have around 30 accounts running per VPS, so if you have 100 accounts, you're going to want 2 VPSs. That'd be about $300 a month. Now, here's some statistics. you are going to have around a 7 to 9% follow back ratio, which means if you follow 10,000 people, you're going to get 9% of them to follow you, which is 900 people. Okay, 900 people that follow you, Cupid is going to convert about 7% of those to the OF page, which is going to be roughly 63 fans. From 63 fans, you should do about $25 from each one of them. You're looking about $1,500. Now, if you have 100 accounts, realistically, you should be able to do about 50 comments per day. 50 comments per day is about 5,000 comments per day per account, or not per account, but just per day in total. Now, 5,000, that means you're going to be doing about, let's take a look at that. You're going to be doing about 9% of them are going to follow you back. You're going to get 450 ads, and you're going to do about 7% of this. 7% of this, you're going to do 31 paid subs every single day times an entire month, which would be 945 times 25. You're going to do about $23,000 your first month running this. It is an incredibly easy operation. Think of it one account at a time, and I promise you, you can scale from there. There's nobody in the business doing the numbers that I'm doing as fast as I am doing them and showing you the actual proof. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.